Well, hello everybody. As you can see, I'm one short right now. I am waiting on word what's going on. I don't know for sure, but I'll find out sooner or later. Till that, they let the mice play, the cat's away. So, all right, hey guys, good seeing everybody. I know it's Sunday and everybody's watching their favorite football games right now, but I'm going to go over a few things today out of the fun of it, and who knows? We'll see what we got as far as some EVPs going right now, and hey, who knows? Maybe we'll find something that everybody will like and enjoy. Okay, I'm not going to put the bit that we caught last week up until I have Brandi here for sure. Obviously, I want her take on it because obviously this involves her. It's her feed that came down with it. And I want to make sure she's here to talk about it as well. So once she gets here, we'll be able to take a look at that one. So reminded everybody, hey, check everybody out. You know, we got Donny. He did his show last night. Everything's in the actual description. Oh, wait, time out. Holy crap.
Okay, I'm ready.
Say hi.
Hi. Hi.
See that? That's called a fishtail into the parking spot right there. Okay?
That's right. That's right. I was like a moving. I was like, woof. Here I am, everybody. Oh, Lord goodness.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I was running a little late today.
It's okay. Okay. I figured it was a little bit something like that. So I was like, all right, you know, I sent a text and I was like, okay, she ain't on there. And I'm like, I'm going to get started and she can swipe in when she gets here.
Right. And I'm like sweating and I'm like, oh my goodness. Woo.
I was doing that earlier. I took my shower beforehand. So you must stink and I smell pretty. Okay. So
there it is. There it is.
I had some backup. I did have some backup just in case.
I
had some backup just in case, but I still have ours from last week, so we can listen and go. That's all ready to roll. But I had backup because I wasn't going to do it unless you were here. So,
well, who was the backup?
No, not the backup for this. The backup for the EVPs.
Oh gosh,
I wasn't going to do the EVPs with you unless you were here because they have you in them. So,
right, yeah, let's not do that.
That's cool. I mean, it's all good. It's all good because you know, hey, that's the way I roll. Well,
no, yeah, I didn't even get my chapstick on. I'm like,
you people do not understand how many jokes that I could make right now. Okay,
I know, but you know, I'm a chapstick queen. I've got it everywhere. I've got it in, you know, in my bags, in my car, here at my desk. You know.
Normally, when people break out chapstick stuff, I look at them and say, maybe you want to wipe that little bit off right there. So,
oh, you just hush. You hush.
But it's all good. So, anyway, I did the little cold open, whatever you want to call it. You come in and got out of the way and pushed me out. And then, anyway, away we go. Okay, so last week, we're going to go right back into this from last week because I already told everybody if you want to look at something coming up in the week or so, whatever, it's down in the description all the time. Same bat time, same bat channels, all that are all down in the description, ready to go.
Yeah, okay. There is just way too many. There's way too many.
Yeah, and it's getting more and more, it seems like. I do have a little bit of an announcement that I've got. I am probably going to try and do a live on the night of November the 2nd. And this is because everybody knows my daughter, Abigail, she's over in England right now. She's coming back. Her boyfriend's coming with her, and one of their roommates supposedly is going to come with them. And then my daughter, Olivia. I've gotten us into the actual train depot in Mineola, Texas, with a friend of mine that we did some research in there before. I'm trying to get us into the actual theater as well, the old theater that's rumored to be haunted as well. And anybody was at the Bigfoot conference in Mineola a couple years ago that got a chance to go on that little tour, that's a very cool place. So, but thanks to James Pogue, he's out there in Mineola. He'll be able to square it away and we'll be able to knock this thing out. Hopefully, we'll have something to actually go. There's supposedly a little girl there named Jenny is what their resident ghost is what they call her. So we'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So we'll cross fingers. November 2nd, if I can get a signal in Mineola.
Well, you know what? Hey, the worst that could happen is that you could do a lots of video and we can look it over. You know what I mean?
We're going to do a lots of video. Trust me. I'm going to have everybody with their phones. I'm going to have everybody. I got my own little cameras. we're gonna have more video than we know what to do with. Kind of like when we did the bar that time.
Right. There you go.
So,
well, that'll be
anyway,
fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. So, but anyway, so here we go.
Right.
Last week.
There you go.
So,
well, that'll be fun. Hang on, I got a little bit of backlash here.
I hear that. You're
I
just
know
trying to
it.
mess with me.
I know. I just wasn't ready.
It's okay.
Okay.
Are you sure? That's all right. If I got to stand up, it's because my legs cramped. I've been out working in the yard all day, and I was like, oh, crap. I didn't drink enough water. Oh. So when I say I smell pretty, that means I smell like being gay. Okay. Anyway. All right. So
go ahead and set this up for us. I mean, set it up
I want to see something. Denise said Gary is coming home today. He passed out. I wasn't even aware of this. Prayers to Gary. Hopefully gets better quick. Didn't know anything about it. So I will ask questions later of other people. How's that?
There you go.
Okay. No. Last week we're going over these pictures and we were going over one. I'll start with the good one first. We'll just go with it. Okay. Because I got the videos and I got audio and I even augmented the audio somewhat. So as we were going through this one picture from 72 era out of Scotland, and we saw this larger man look like he had something hiding behind him, remember? And I put this up as videos on the site here or on StreamYard so it can come across and people can hear it better. Okay. Now I'm just going to go ahead and kind of refresh everybody's recollection with this video right here first. May not be a boy at all. Maybe something.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big man. That's a big man. His clothing covers up a lot.
Exactly. So, yeah. I mean, I call it a good catch.
It's a good catch.
Okay. Now, I thought, obviously, when we were doing it at real time, I thought that was you. I really did at first. Didn't think nothing about it because, heck, I'm talking about the other. I wasn't thinking, oh, she just, oh, yeah, okay, type thing or whatever. But listening to it, no, that's not your voice.
Nope.
And it sounds just right there, just from that, it sounds like something broke in right then and then type thing.
Right.
So you didn't hear it there, obviously.
I didn't hear it. No.
Bristol, I think, is the one that pointed it out to us, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, okay, let me start looking. And I started texting you that night. I was like, hey, I'm finding something really weird here. Now, when Bristol sent it to me, I went and looked at it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe because from this one, it looked kind of like maybe you're sitting there like this. You might have done something like that. But that's from a little bit different. Now, I actually cut. Now it's going to show your nostrils a little bit on this. So be prepared. Don't get all mad because we got a close up of you. Okay. But I zoomed in on you.
Well, as long as I don't have like a boogie in there, we're okay.
I don't think I could see one. I don't think there was one. If you'd have blown one, okie blow, we're good. It's all right.
As long as we're not showing boogies, we don't want to show any boogies.
Okay. So, but I zoomed in on it because I thought, okay, well, it's coming from her audio because I actually identified it. I got the audio streams as well just to make sure, and I identified it from yours. So here's where the video shows exactly. So yeah, I mean, I call it a good catch.
It's a good catch.
That didn't come out of your mouth.
That is not a noise I would really make.
Yeah, especially. I'm like, it sounds like somebody. It sounds like Curly snoring almost. From the Three Stooges.
Almost.
All you had to do, and you got Shimp. I mean, it's
right. I mean, of course, if it sounded like that, I did do it.
Okay, so everybody now knows how she snores. Okay.
Me.
But anywho, so as I'm sitting there listening to it, and I'm gonna play it one more time just so everybody I want you to pay attention because I could bring it up as a video file here in a few minutes, where we can actually backwards and forwards a little bit, but you won't be able to hear it very well. That's the only problem. I think I figured out a way around it, but I'd put it up here as just a video on here for everybody to see. But everybody pay attention one more time and watch when you do it, and it looks like you might move your lip here a little bit, okay? But that's the only thing I could see. So watch it close. Exactly. So, yeah. I mean, I call it a good catch.
It's a good catch.
But there's no voice coming out of your mouth. I mean, you could see a little bit, but that's just a little twitch thing, I think that,
see, that's me trying, because if you look at me after what I'm trying to say, I'm like, and I'm scratching my head and I'm like, that's a good catch. That's me thinking about what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And everybody has those little signs that they do when they're thinking or talking. Well, that's one of mine. But that noise
did not come out of your mouth. I could tell looking at it that you didn't, number one, you didn't inhale, and we all heard the inhale. Okay, when it broke in, and it sounds like that voice is closer to the mic than what you were when you were talking. I'm going to play it one more time, and everybody listen. When that voice happens, try and figure out where it might be coming from in the actual frame that you're looking at. Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, I call it a good catch.
It's a good catch.
Now, you hear how much further away you sounded versus what that moan sounded?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely. That sounded like it was right in the mic.
Yeah, I'm going to say this right now. First of all, this is what, 1, 2, or 3 that we've caught out of your place on your audio. At least.
3. Probably 3.
I'm never going to visit you, just let you know that. Okay. Because something doesn't like me talking to you or something, because there's been at least 2 of them on this show alone. And I know there's been 1 or 2 on Texas show with him.
Now, why would you think that they don't like you talking to me? Maybe it's they want to be a part of the conversation too.
I think they don't like me in Texas is what I think. But no, we actually caught one with you and Krista too. So yeah. But yeah, it's that would stand more of a feasibility to me than something wanting to quote mess with somebody. It's wanting to, hey, I'm involved in this too.
Right. And that's basically with all the activity in the house is what that points to. It's nothing malicious. I mean, I'm not going around getting scratched or hit or my hair pulled. It's kind of like they're just joining into my everyday life is what it's doing.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, that's just that particular one. Now, I can't explain anything other than something inhaled and let out the moan. It's just a moan. What did you think about it when you heard it the first time?
I said, that's not me.
Yeah, I got that in text. I remember that.
That's what I said. That's not me. Plus I hadn't moved, and you can definitely hear my voice. And it sounds like it's at different places in here. It's like, like we said, it's closer to the mic than what I was sitting.
Yeah. And it sounds like kind of maybe moved to the right as you're looking at the video. You may have even moved to your right there, to the right of you there.
Right, because I am about a foot from my mic.
Yeah.
I mean, if everybody wants to know, I'm about a foot from it. So, yeah, it sounded a lot closer, and there's no way you would have physically had to see me sit up like this and say something a little louder.
Exactly. So now, this is just an audio right here. This is the audio just off of your audio feed right here. Then it'll give you a little bit more idea of how close it was. It's a little bit, I don't know how clear it's going to come through on this. I'm hoping it comes in clearer than what even that did. So here we go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a big man. That's a big man. His clothing covers up a lot.
Now.
Yeah, because you can hear that, like that little, like I want to call it white noise or a break, and then it comes in.
Yeah, and it's like an inhale too there. before it even makes the noise.
Right. But it sounds like a break or like white noise before it even goes into the inhale. It's like it breaks into my audio and continues.
I got to quit watching chat. Obviously, Donnie's out there. I got to quit watching chat. Go. I want you to put on your best I want to put your best Arkansas accent on, okay?
That's right. That's right. So I will say it out loud. Brandi is like Bill Clinton. She did not inhale. That's all I got. That's all I got.
It's like cigarette smoke. You look at it and say, "Oh, I didn't inhale." Don't lie to me, okay? Just don't lie.
just don't lie.
All right, but okay, so now I went in and I actually I went to the EVP itself, and I've got just the EVP alone by itself, and I enhanced it just a little bit to get a little bit of more volume out of it. And
what people don't realize is this is what we do. We're breaking it up. What Randy's showing you is he is not even in my audio. He isolated my audio from the show without him in it.
Yep.
It's just my audio from my office. That's all there is in there. There's nothing from his side at all. Right.
So, but this one is just the EVP alone, that 2 or 3 seconds but right before the inhale through it. And I enhance it so we get a little bit more sound out of it.
Okay.
Now you can hear the inhale there.
Yeah, but you hear the
beforehand. Right before that inhale, and then
the inhale, and then
off it goes. I'm like, and that just after Ristel pointed it out, and I heard that, I was like, that wasn't her. And I went back and looked again, and kept looking, and I started getting the hairs going up. I was like, oh wait, we got something really kind of interesting here,
right?
And this is at least, like I said, out of all the time that I've been doing it for you guys, this is at least number 4 or 5 that I've actually caught over all the shows. That is between Texas, Blondes, this one now, and it just kind of wild. It's kind of wild.
Like wherever I'm at. It's wherever I'm at.
Loves you. But like Ristel said, though, it almost sounds like a whiny kid saying, "Ma." Your daughter wasn't there, was she?
No, she wasn't. No, they don't bother me during the shows.
Well, tell her she can bother you anytime she wants. We don't care. She can come in and do that, and then we got plausible deniability. So,
well, she wasn't home. She wasn't home last week, just like she's not home this week. She's not home today. She's with one of her friends. Okay. So,
the life of teenagers.
God. I know. So, she's not at home, and she wasn't then either.
No, yeah. So, and I'm not saying that would have been her anyway, but he's right. I mean, it did have that kind of whiny sound to it, like a millennial teenager might be at times, people talk about it. But I mean, it just that whine. So, and that enhanced when, like I said, all I did was increase the amplify it a little bit so I could hear the actual break in and break out. And you can actually hear a distinct squelch break, if you want to call it that. No, that's old Army speak for, break and squelch on a hand mic when you're actually, getting on a radio to send something.
Can we hear that at the end? Is it there at the end?
It's a slight bit. You have to listen real close, but here we go.
Okay. Because we hear it in the beginning, but I want to see if we hear it in the end.
Okay. I think I got it on this one.
Oh.
I didn't hear it there. Did you hear it? Tick. There it is. Yeah. It's very light. I mean, it is so faint.
It's like at the very end of that where it's like, and it's like just a little bit.
And when I was going through it and breaking the audio off of the video, and I had it up on my my graph. My audio graph. As I'm going through it, I could see that little tick at the end. You know how you got your waveforms and such that are on in like Audacity and whatever audio format you want to use. But down at the bottom, at the base of it, I saw a little tick there. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna make sure I got that in there. And sure enough, it was that small little. I mean, it's so light. It's so light. If I hadn't have seen that, I might not have actually extended it that long.
Well, you know about. Okay, so we know about paranormal activity when they do something,
Yeah.
and I mean something big, not just a knock or whatever, but something big.
Mm-hmm.
They move something or something like that. You'll notice towards the end of it, it's like they're losing energy. Like it took
Yeah.
all of that energy, and then you get, it just kind of tapers off at the end. And
Yeah.
that's what it seemed like here, that it took so much energy to break into it. But in my office, like I have two devices going. I have my front lights going. I have my back lamp going. I have
Mm-hmm.
ceiling fan going. I have another fan over here. So, I mean, there is a lot of energy rolling through this room
Yeah.
that they can draw from. And like I said, they get it all in there, and then they're like, okay, we're done. Okay,
I
we're
think
done.
we need to put a REM pod right behind you from now on.
Well, it's too close. With
Oh,
going with the
yeah.
signal, it'll keep going off. I have to set it just right, and that's not always a guarantee, because every time that my signal pings off the cell tower, then it'll go off too. So it's just it never helps.
You're in a vortex. That's all there is to it.
I know, right? Because it has to be like 6 foot, like about 6 foot away for it not to do that.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
won't,
You're supposed
if
to have
it
it.
pings off a cell tower, it won't do it. But you've probably got about 4 foot, maybe.
Oh, if you're
Maybe.
lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
I don't have enough room, unfortunately.
what's that? Roger says sounds almost like a cryptide would sound. I don't know what a cryptide is. It means cryptid. I mean, or
Cryptid,
I don't know what
yes.
that is. I don't know what that is. So
You
but
don't know what a cryptid is.
well, it says cryptide, but a cryptid. I wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm saying anything against Roger or anything. I'm just saying, I don't know what. How would that sound like? I'm asking him actually now. How does that sound like a cryptid to him? I want to know honestly, because it doesn't. I don't know how else to put it. What does a cryptid sound like? I mean, are we talking about? Does it sound like the Bigfoot? Whine or howls?
It could, because you
Yeah.
know how they make all different sounds, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
mimic things, and they do
Yep.
all kinds of stuff. So yeah, that could be very possible.
Yeah. So you're
Very
hiding a
possible.
Bigfoot there.
It's right there.
Oh Lord. Open mouth, ask stupid question, get stupid answer. Got it. Nah.
Right. But I do have him too.
Okay, I'm about to say that one's from Alabama, wasn't it?
No. I think this one is Falk.
Oh, Falk. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Falk would have the plushies. I mean, because they got Keith Crabtree, and he's nice and plushy himself too. So
there you go. Yeah, but I mean, it's just another weird incident, that is just happening during our shows. I
Yeah.
can't explain them. I can't recreate them. There's no way.
Yeah. Well, and one that I kind of we're talking about this one, but there was one earlier in the show as well that
Right.
it sounded more like when we were talking about, a REM pod or a ghost box or something like that, that especially the audio ones that you use on your on the phones. It kind of sounded
Yes.
like that. It's like an
Yes.
electronic garble. And I'll play this one for y'all right now, and you could barely catch it, but I heard it when I was talking to you about in mid show. So this would be the same color as this up here. Basically, these greens would be roughly the same color as anything you saw out here. You're going to see something that would actually upset the UV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you just say something?
No.
Now, did you hear that one?
Yes, I heard it was very mild, like kind of muted, but you can definitely hear it. You can definitely hear it.
Like a garble almost,
Kinda. But see, when I was on a show with Tex and I think it was Rob, Bigfoot Michigan Rob, and I was on the show with them, and we were discussing stuff, and we had an audible breakthrough. Sounds, again, sounds like somebody micing up. And then it was a male voice that came through on that show. And I mean, it was in Texas, like, what was that?
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of sounded that way, like something had tried to make and maybe come through or whatever, but all you get is that little bit of gargle, and that's it. You know, that garbled little bloop, bloop, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think I got it on the here. I think I isolated it on this one. I cannot remember if it was on yours or on mine, but I'm gonna double check right here. I think
Okay.
this was it. So
Yeah, that's
yeah, that's just the EVP itself. I need to get the. All right, this is the dual track. You're going to see something that would actually upset the UV and stuff like that. And you see, you can hear it under mine there, but I think I got it off of your audio, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why I wouldn't have had. I don't know why I wouldn't have had more. Oh, I did get it off your audio. That's why you don't hear me talking through it. So that's coming off your audio.
I heard it. Yeah.
So it came off your audio. So I'm like, okay, something is wanting to play with the electronics as well.
Right. It sounded like that was the precursor to the big one. You know what I mean? That they were just figuring out how to get in there and do it. And that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I mean and I can't say anything but that because it's just too short, too low, and there's no definition to it at all, really. Even in the waveform, you just got this little blip, and that's all there is.
Right.
So electronic interference, it could easily have been that.
So basically, what we're saying is that little piece of evidence, we can't use that as a standalone. It's not a standalone piece of evidence, but it does lead up to the big one. So that kind of validates what we're talking about.
Okay, so I'm gonna say 27 minutes. I got to look. I'm telling myself right now because while we were sitting there talking, I heard it again, and the track is not playing.
Did anyone else out there hear it? Because okay, so the door, the far door is closed. There is nobody in my room. My windows are closed.
It was that electronic garble again.
Yeah, there's nothing. I've got on my other device is turned down to 0 volume, so I have nothing coming out of that.
Okay. And I'll go back and I'll recheck everything after we're done and everything, and look at it. But
I'm looking around and I'm trying to see if anything else is making any noise, intermittent noise or anything like that. I have nothing.
Yeah.
That's why I like doing my shows in here because then, if something like this happens, we can definitely isolate it because I have no outside influences on what I'm doing right here. Yeah.
I got you, Roger. Yeah, I meant cryptid. Many times about the claims of the cryptids. Yes. I mean, as much as I love cryptid audio, don't get me wrong. I mean, I can sit there and study the Sierra sounds for hours and find new stuff every time I listen to it.
Yes.
But to do it in this setting and to have that sound, man, that's just something that it doesn't happen. It just doesn't normally happen.
Yeah, because we are basically, him and I are both isolated. Like I was talking about, we are isolated into an area with no outside noise.
You got an office. I got a closet.
Yeah, I'm in an office, right? But we're isolated where we don't have any influence of outside noise.
No, not unless that stupid cat makes his way in here.
Well, that's true. That's true.
He's a camera hog. That's why I don't let him in here normally when I'm actually doing this.
He's a little cuddle buddy.
He thinks so. Too bad he weighs us about like a mountain lion.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, I guess that's for everybody to decide what they think about that.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Because we will not and cannot create it again.
No, I can't. There's no way I can recreate that as it is anyway. Even with you even faking it, I guarantee it wouldn't sound the same.
No, it definitely would not. We have isolated it. We have enhanced it. We've done everything we can to analyze it. Even, put it up and check the waves of the sound, and it's there. It's
Yeah.
there. This is it, and we have no way of knowing where it came from. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know where the sound came from because that definitely wasn't me.
Yeah. Then, like I said, when I looked at it closer, because I thought it was you originally, when I first heard it, and then Bristol brought it up and started thinking about it, went back and I actually looked at it and listened to it. I was like, wait, that's not coming out. She's like this. She's not, to make that sound. You would have had to visibly have inhaled and and see, no
Right,
matter
because
how
didn't it
much I
seem
hope my,
loud? You would have
yeah,
seen my body reacting
yeah, and
as I was making the sound. Yeah.
yeah, you would have had to move your lips more than what you did. There's no doubt, because you're
Right.
letting that much air out. Your lips would have done something.
hmm
Okay.
And the sound difference between when I'm talking and then when the sound happened, that there's two different volumes there.
Mhm.
And one is definitely closer to the mic than what I'm sitting right now. So I don't know.
I'm with you. I am with you, and I can't I can't even begin to fathom the thoughts. Of course, I'm getting told by other people in my family that I need to talk more to my spirit guides, quote unquote. So I don't know what that means yet, but
hmm
I see all my life pretty much. I've always seen stuff out of the corner of my eyes, stuff out of the corner. No matter where we went, I've always saw something. It's always been there. I catch a shadow or I do this, and I start looking. Sometimes I'll even see full blown shadow people. Just it looks like whoosh goes across. Like, did you see that? And they're like, no. Oh well, and I keep on going.
Right, right.
So, and I am not sensitive in any way, shape, or form. I'll tell y'all that right now. I am not the guy to sit there and say I saw this person or I saw that person. I'm gonna sit there and tell you that if I ain't got it on my meter, it didn't happen.
Right, right. Exactly.
So, I mean, but anyway, now I didn't know how long these would take us talking about them and everything. So I did actually, okay. I saw something else there. Anyway, we'll talk about that afterwards.
Right.
Um, I got a couple extras just to be on the safe side for them. They're just audio files, and one of them came out of Cape May, New Jersey. Okay, it was at the Emlyn Physics Estate, and these people were doing a investigation, and it was recorded in one of the bedrooms. Okay, where
Okay.
the young son, Emlyn Physics and Junior, was there or wasn't there, but that was his room. Okay, and as they're
Right.
going through, you could hear them kind of talk. And you hear what sounds like marbles hitting the floor, and you hear a kid, "It's mine." Okay, I'm not trying to tell you in front because it caught me so off guard. I had to tell you, listen to this.
Okay.
They're so wild and crazy. Well, they're so wild.
I can't tell you where that kid came from. The kid, there's no kid. It's dead of night. You hear something fall, and just like any little kid would have done, run up
It's
there.
mine.
Fine. Exactly.
Wow.
So now what am I talking about? Because that one caught me a little bit off guard. When I go looking for these things, I hear EVPs everywhere, and most of them are so, how can I put it? They're so low or so incoherent. You're just grasping at electronic straws is what you're doing.
Right, right.
That one's not.
Yeah, because it sounds like something's dropping. Now, did it say they dropped something or it was a mysterious something?
There was something. This was all caught on the recorder after the fact. They did not hear
Okay, they
where they
didn't
were
hear
at.
it.
They didn't
So
hear
it
it at
wasn't
all.
disembodied, it was an
No.
EVP.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and this is
Wow.
literally straight EVP. Now I'm gonna play it one more time. Yeah, and this one actually has about a 3 or 4 time loop on this actual sound file. So,
Well, they're so wild and crazy. Well, they're so wild.
now see, you could hear the people in the background. They're discussing something about the history of the place.
Right, exactly. And the cool part about that one is it's like it sounds like a kid, like an older sibling or even a younger sibling grabbing something and dropping it, and the kid's going like, "No, that's mine.
Yeah,
That's mine.
very
Don't play with it. It's
feasible kid.
mine."
You know, it's a very feasible kid.
Yeah, kind of like a residual type haunting there because it's just something that happened in a blip of time that just keeps repeating itself. And that's
Yep.
what it sounds like to me, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound like it was talking to the people there.
Yeah, much like that girl we heard in the bath that time when we did the last EVP show. You know, we got that one with the girl drowning in the bath,
Right.
and there's no water there. You know,
Right.
you could hear the water splashing, so it's definitely residual. Yeah, there's no doubt that's residual to me. And the fact that they didn't hear it at all and then heard it when they went back and listened, that gave it more credence to me. It's straight out residual EVP.
Residual EVP. That's what it sounds like to me. That's good. I like that.
That was a fun one.
That was good. I do really like that one. Huh.
Well, it was fun to find it actually, because I won't tell you how many hours of EVP stuff I went through before I found that. Okay.
Well, it's kind of like, when you get to your own evidence, hours and hours of listening. I do. But see, that is where I excel, is in hearing. It's like I can pick them up in a heartbeat. It's like as soon as I hear it, I'm like, yep, there you are. Oh, yep, there you are.
Yeah.
That's my thing. A lot of people like video, right?
That's
like
me.
video.
I can sit there and watch video, and I could be sitting here playing a game and still keep an eye there to the point that I don't miss anything. If there's movement on that screen in any way, shape, or form, I see it for some reason. They call it the old soldier in me. You got the guard duty type thing. I see it. Doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
Crap.
And see, I love audio. Some people hate audio and love video, and some people hate video and love audio,
Yeah, and audio would put me to sleep, whereas, you watching video, it might put you to sleep.
It does. Honestly, it does.
Okay. Well, this next one, this lady was sleeping. Okay. This one kind of caught me a little off guard too. And I tried to get noise reduction on it because it's she kept hearing waking up to loud clicking noises in her bedroom. Okay. So she bought some audio recording equipment and set it going while she was sleeping. This is a 2013 time frame. For about a month, she didn't have anything, no issues, nothing whatsoever. Then one morning she listens to it and she hears herself talking in her sleep. Then something talks back to her.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Let's see if you can. I'm going to play the original file first.
Okay. Okay, just from the first listen, it sounds like she says, "What are you doing here?" or something. Well, yeah, what are you doing, or something like that. That's what I'm getting when I'm first hearing it. Okay. I can't understand what is saying, because the white noise is not our friend. We all know this when it comes to audio. White noise is horrible, and you can't really get rid of the white noise without getting rid of the voices within the white noise. Yeah. Some of the quality, a lot of the quality, and sometimes all of it. And
I did a noise reduction on it. And it did help a little bit, but you still got a little bit of white noise in there that's in it. But the noise reduction took it down a little bit, so you can hear her a little bit better, and you can hear the voice. I think the voice of the answers are a little bit. And they're affected a slight bit. So I'll just let you listen.
Okay.
What's that?
That would creep me out. Because I do, because first of all, I'm talking in my sleep and I'm having a conversation
Exactly.
That would freak me out first and
To wake up.
foremost.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a younger man. It doesn't sound like an old man. It sounds like a younger man.
Yeah, teenage 20s type range.
Right, perhaps,
Yeah.
yeah. And then the clicking noise that's going on. And is that the noise that she was saying that
she was waking up to? Would wake her up at times.
that's that noise? It would wake me up too. I guess it would. Yeah, it would. But she didn't know she was talking to this entity until that particular audio?
For that month anyway, I would say yes. She didn't do anything. She didn't record anything. Nothing happened. Then that night when she got up, she listened back and she heard that. Now,
oh, I got questions.
Oh yeah, you and me
I
both.
got
Because I was
questions.
like, number one, that she does sound like she's talking in her sleep because it's too muffled and too kind of slurred to be anything but talking in your sleep. You know. So I'm gonna play this back again. I'm gonna try and stop when it gets to her.
Okay.
As soon as I answer Roger. I had to agree with him on that about the bouncing of the marbles and the it's mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
It
here we
sounds
go.
like a typical child with their own toy. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go again with this. Okay, so that was her. Distinctly, it sounds like me. What are you doing?
Or yeah, I mean, there could be a little bit on after that, but like I said.
Oh no, I just stopped it right there just so we could break down her spot right there.
Well, no, that's what I mean. You said, "What are you doing here?" or "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
and I keep hearing a little here on the end of that. But I mean, that could be just me. I'm on the audio across from this. I'm not listening it through earphones or anything.
Yeah. And once again, it's I need to figure out how to do this on without putting it on to StreamYard where I can't pause or back up or anything else. So I'll figure that out. I will figure it out. It's going to be a mission of mine. I think I can share a screen and do it that way. But anyway, so now we've heard her say, "What are you doing?" or "What are you doing here?" Okay. Then we get that sounds like nothing to me. Couldn't quite get it.
It depends. Now, if you're talking to a teenager or somebody, and it's like, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean?
Or nothing.
A natural response from one of my children would be,
Exactly. Are you kidding? The 20-year-olds are the same way. Even the 40-year-olds are the same way. What are you talking about?
It's like, I don't know what to say there. It's just kind of like it is a natural response.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we sit there and listen a little bit longer. You start hearing the clicks. Now, those clicks, I don't know for sure if these are really clicks / something tapping something / something slapping something, nicking something or whatever. It sounds kind of like.
Well, did she ever say that she discovered what was making the noise? Not how it was making it, but what was making the noise? No. Did she go through with that?
She never followed up after this that I know of.
See, I got questions.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of questions because this one is one of those that reaches out and grabs you because she is interacting with it in her sleep.
Yeah.
So now, after those clicks, then we're right back to. Now, what'd you hear?
I didn't hear nothing there. I don't know what it's saying.
With my headphones on, I think he says we're dead. Now, that's just my opinion. I want to now once it's going to loop around now, it'll play the whole thing. I'm going to let the whole thing go and see if you hear it. And I can't get it any louder than that. Yeah, and I can't get it any louder than that.
Mm-mm. I cannot make that out. Because we try not to lead people into what the audio is saying because we want you to make up your mind. of
And
what it's saying before we tell you, because that kind of plants that little seed. So
mhm,
then that's all you're hearing when you do that.
yeah,
I
I hear what you're hearing, but I can hear it from both ways. I can hear what you're hearing, and I can hear what I'm hearing, and I can hear what Roger Blair's saying out there, because he says it sounded like it said nothing, and then it said, "What's that?" I could hear that too.
yeah,
It wouldn't take any. I mean, we don't know for sure what it's really saying, but that was
no,
just the first thing that came to my mind when I first heard it. And usually I go with my gut when I hear them, and that was the
right.
first thing that came to my mind when I heard it. I was like, "He's saying we're dead." And luckily with this one, they didn't really give me a whole lot of definition of what the actual uh, EVPs were. They left it
Mm.
for people to figure out on their own.
Right, because they
Whereas,
probably don't know either, and that's a good way to leave it.
and that's what she did. But they did state that what it sounded like her saying, "What are you doing?" type thing. That's what, because it sounds like she's asking a question. She is literally asking a question. It sounds like it.
Yeah, it's
So
kind of like, why
yeah,
are you here? What's happening? What are you doing?
what are you doing? So
Right.
I mean, that one was. I would
That
have
was kind of
loved
creepy. That was
to have
creepy.
gotten more. I would have loved to have gotten more, because once again, EVPs are like my favorite thing in the world to find. They
I
really are.
know. It is. It's. I wonder if she still recorded after that. She got that, or did she quit? Did she get scared to quit? A lot of people do that.
Yeah, and I don't know, because, like I said, this was 2013, and there's nothing else I found on it.
Right, because a lot
So,
of people will do that. They will quit after they get something. They're like, "That's all I need to know. Thank you.
yep.
I'm
Have a nice
done."
day. Bye. Don't talk
Right,
to me
I am
anymore.
done. Right, I am done. I don't want to know anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So, yeah, it's a good catch to me. I don't think there's anybody doing it to her. I think it's definitely her
I,
psyche talking to something.
yeah, she's talking to something. She's
Yeah.
definitely talking to something. And I have a tendency to believe those more like they are like that than the ones where like the class A EVP,
Yeah.
like, you know, it's like, what is your name? And they say,
Randy.
they'll say Maria something something to something something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like,
Yeah. No.
like I said, I have a tendency to believe these ones because they're just, they're not trying to put forth any information or just go overboard. It's kind of just a little blip in time, just a little
Exactly.
blip.
But
But
to
that
me,
sounds
this
like an
one,
intellectual.
exactly. It's not a residual. It's answering. It's talking to her.
Yeah, it's an intellectual haunting. You're right, because it is talking to her.
Mhm.
That's creepy.
It was. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there are thousands upon thousands that I looked at this week alone, and some of them I just had to absolutely laugh at. Others I was like, okay, that one sounds really creepy, but I can't even. Even if I augmented it, I could not get anything to really make any real sound for the viewers to actually hear. So
Right, right. Well, and that happens a lot. It happens with my own audio. I
yeah,
mean, there are things that I could send to Randy and Randy could hear with his earphones, but they will not play,
yeah.
over a streaming platform. You just will lose it in
Yeah.
translation, as I say.
Oh,
Um,
exactly.
you just won't hear it. But stuff like that, like you can clearly hear her talking. You can clearly hear the male subject talking.
Yeah,
What he's saying now, I don't know. You
yeah,
kind of make out what the woman's saying, but those are the ones that I appreciate. I appreciate those because
yeah,
this is as real as it gets right there.
yeah. To me, it
Yeah.
does anyway. So that one's probably to me, other than one got last week, that was the best one I was able to find that I really stuck with. I've
All
got
right.
one more that I got, and this was a group that was doing an actual investigation, and it didn't give me anything as far as where they're at, what year it was done, but it had a K2 meter, so it had to have been in the 2010s and later. So
Yeah. Yes.
okay,
Well, yeah, depending on what kind of meter. I mean,
yeah, and it was a K2. It was an actual K2. So
oh,
it
okay. Okay.
was an actual K2. So I'm like, all right, And I took the audio out of it because I didn't want to put the video out, obviously, because people get, it's not that they get iffy about it, but they put it out as an EVP for free. So I'm like, it's all over TikTok. And I'm like, okay, well, this got 4 different
Well,
videos, different people. So
people get distracted by video sometimes, and we
Yeah.
can't, we need to focus on the audio because that's what's special about the video is the audio. So once you cut off the video, you can concentrate more on that and
hear
honestly
it.
and hear more. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Because that's what I did with this one. After I cut it, I could hear it better. So
Mhm.
now this one, like I said, they asked the spirits to light a light on the K2 meter. And this is what happened. This is the original file right here.
Thank you so much. We know you're here now.
Okay. Did
Thank
you able to hear
so
it?
much.
I heard a something and like a little tapping.
Okay. I enhanced it a little bit.
Okay.
Here it is.
Thank you so much. We know you're here now.
Now, do you hear that
Thank you.
whisper?
I did hear the whisper.
Okay. I am going to make an attempt at this. Only because this one you really need to turn volume up on it if you can. And I'm going to see if I can do it here and play my actual audio. Okay, let me see what
Yeah,
I can
because
do here.
I mean, I hear the whisper, but I cannot. And there's no guarantee when you put it up here that I will be able to hear it or other people will be able to hear it. But if you have
Exactly.
earphones, accessible to you right now, go ahead and put them in while he's getting this,
Yeah.
get your earphones on. That way you'll be able to hear this thing too. And this is what I suggest anytime that you're listening to EVPs, isolate your senses. So you're going to have to put on earphones. So the only thing that you hear is exactly what's coming out of there. Like right now, I'm hearing a fan and, and I'm hearing Randy. But when I'm listening to EVPs, I isolate.
All right. I'm going to try.
And sometimes I will like close my eyes and just purely listen.
All right. I got my system audio. It's going to sound loud in my earphones, but I think it might help out with you guys. So we're going to give it a shot here.
Okay.
All right. Now I share the entire screen this way, and you should hear the audio.
Thank you so much. We know you're here now.
Now those bumps at the end, are them picking the phone up. I'll give you that from the video. The phone up. So now, were you able to hear anything that time?
No, still the same.
Okay, same as what it was before, even with it.
Mm-hmm.
How about out there in comment land?
Out there in comment land, did anybody hear possibly what it might have said? I'm just hearing the whisper, but then again, I am not in the best position to hear this.
Yeah,
because I know that some people wear earphones and listen, or earbuds, or they've got it on a TV.
And I don't know that I can actually turn it up. Other than it says to use system audio, and I've got it all the way, well, almost all the way up my port. So Moon didn't hear it either, and so this is not doing any good either.
Right.
Sound like a growl. Okay, so Roger heard a growl. Did you heard them saying thank you, and then something growling toward the end? So I'm gonna play it one more time.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We know you're here now.
And see, with it turned up, I can hear that you're welcome so clearly with these headphones on.
Yeah, I can't hear them.
And I'll put this one out so you guys can. I'll put it on the actual site so y'all can download and listen to it as well if you want. So
absolutely.
So I fixed it. to where you have to turn it up still. Don't get me wrong. You'll have to turn it up, but it's distinct, especially when you got it going full blast, almost like I've got it going right now, which I need to turn that sucker down now before I start getting my eardrums blown out. Okay, good.
Yeah, because it didn't come over the stream loud.
Yeah. So their sharing of system audio isn't very good. So
Right.
So, but okay, so with that one, that little bit of, once you get to hear it, I mean, you can download it after I put it up there. You can hear her say, "Thank you, we know you're here now." And then about 2 or 3 seconds later, right before she starts to pick up that phone, and you hear the tap tap tap, and like she's fumbling with it and such, you hear.
Okay. See, I can't hear that. That's one of those that
That's
is lost. Yeah, it's
a complete
lost.
whisper. But when you get it on the headphones and you listen to it and you hear her talk, and she's a lot louder, obviously, to me than she is over this anyway. So she is unreal as far as the sound of the whisper. I'm going to see one more try here with this. There might be a way I can do.
Because I mean, we would have to have the original audio to really isolate that and get that loud enough so you wouldn't have to have earphones.
And I've got that audio. I pulled it, like I said, from the video. I was want to enhance the original from the original. The original was so light when I actually got it downloaded compared to what it was out in the video. I was like, why is it so quiet here? But I'm slowly figuring that when they were recording it with the phone, they had a noise reduction filter on it to start with.
Oh, okay. That's hard too, everybody out there. That's just something Randy brought up. If you're using your phone or any type of audio equipment, when you have noise reduction and things like that going on, you are going to lose your audio. You have to take all of that stuff completely off.
Yep.
And use your audio just plain and simple, just plain audio. Don't do any of that stuff. Because once you try to break it down and isolate things, you won't be able to, because that noise reduction will not allow you to do it.
Yep, because it won't be there. It'll automatically filter it out before it ever got on there.
So if she didn't have a noise reduction on her phone on there already, we may have been able to hear this at a level that would be audible for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, and quite frankly, that's that double-edged sword when it comes to EVPs. White noise is your friend to get them. White noise is your nightmare when it's time to listen to them.
Right. See, and the funny thing is that it's not always true what I said, because I do have noise reduction on my mic.
It didn't help last week.
It's not helping anyway. It's just not helping. It's just not helping. I mean, because these things are all up in your business is what I'm saying. It's like it's right there. It's in your business. And in instances like that, that's fine, but that is rare. That's rare.
Oh yeah. So that's all I got though for this week. That one wasn't my coup de grace. My coup de grace was the one we went, before that with the sleeper.
Yeah, see, I like that. I mean, I like the one with the little boy when he was saying it's mine, because that is, that tells you everything you need to know. I mean, everything. Yeah. And I really liked that one, and it was crisp and it was clear and it was good. The second one I found very creepy.
Yeah, because that one's intelligent.
Yeah, because it's intelligent and it's talking to her while she's sleeping and she's unaware.
Yeah. So you get this 20-something-year-old spirit looking down on you going, "Hey, what's up?"
Right. Like they're having midnight chats or pillow talk. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to have pillow talk with spirits. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, that didn't work out for Barbara Hershey and the Entity either. So.
Right. Did not. We're not having pillow talk. Thank you very much. We're just going to pass. But
Very
I
much
don't
so.
know. I don't know, Randy. I mean, we only did 3, and I think they were fantastic.
Well, we actually did 4. 5, actually, if you count the garble one, too. And I
Well,
got to
that's
look
good.
and see if I got another garble on this one. So,
Right. Got to do that again. But I mean, we'll just keep cutting them and just giving them to, all of our viewers and let them decide. I mean,
yeah. Because, I mean, I had a couple more, but, when I was working on the one from last week for us and then got these couple 3, I said, we'll go over this one for a few. And then, I'm afraid I won't have enough time to really get into something else. So I kind of kept it at these. There's a couple of them that are out there that are from Montana, from the Dumas brothel, the infamous Dumas brothel in Montana. There's a couple of them from that one but they're very faint at parts. And there's a couple of them though. It sounds like a woman in a room, but I did not touch that one yet. So, because it's got a,
well, we
that was
might
going to
have
be
to
fun to
revisit
edit.
that.
That's going to be fun to edit.
We'll have to revisit the EVPs in a couple weeks or so and see what we come up with.
Definitely. Yeah. So, but other than that, hey, we made it through another week without killing each other. We're good.
That's it. We did it. We did it. I came in late though, so I do apologize.
How many times have I come skid rocking in all the way into the? Well, wait a second. I'm usually there about 5 minutes early still, but still. I've been there a couple of minutes early, just barely getting here in time. So
right. Well, and especially since you're the one with all the stuff.
Well, yeah, that's true. People need me.
Right. But anyway,
Job
everybody.
Security.
Right. Everybody just tune in next week at 5 p.m. Central for Truth or Tinfoil next Sunday. But don't forget, Randy and I, Donny Cho, and Paul Anthony, which is Paranormal Paul. We're on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central on the Blondes and Boos channel. And it's Paranormal Show and Tell. So that is turning out to be quite the thing. I'm really loving that too.
Yeah.
That's a great show too. So
having a blast with it.
Right. So make sure you tune into both shows and we'll see you basically on Wednesday. So good night, everybody.
I saw that, Poncho. Bye, guys.
Good night, everybody.